Haunted Shadows, the Werewolf of Fisherman's Grove. The small fishing village is perched on an inlet that laps at gentle waves. It embodies serenity. The saltwater ends with the aroma of freshly slaughtered fish to weave a scent that whispers calm. Time moves slowly here, and no one can imagine changing that. Near the nape of the village, an eerie forest stretches a dense shade that never goes away. The trees don't speak a lot, but when they do, the wind whispers their words, leaving the village to wonder if they're not being left in reverie. The tranquil hush of the village at night is broken by eerie and unknown ululations. The villagers are clearly on edge, their sudden start making you wonder what's going on. In the safety of these whispers, you can only share in the understanding that something frightening is happening. In the days that follow, the more they try to decipher the mysterious disappearances and loud noises that keep them in a near state of hysteria, the farther they seem to push away from the truth. The village's imminent danger prompts an assembly of the elders. Their anxious countenances contrast sharply with the long history of this grand oak, and they, like that ancient structure, stand at a crossroads. They meet in the hope of a decision, a means of escape, shelter, or acquiescence to the peril that stands at the ready. At the hub of town is the home of Mia and her dog Shadow. His silver-tipped canines make him a formidable guardian of Mia. Together, they are a force to be reckoned with and have explored every nook and cranny of the surrounding forest. The night drew in, and an ominous feeling settled over the village. It was as if a presence had settled itself above the houses, casting a shadow that lengthened with each passing moment. The news of the second disappearance had already begun to spread, and as the sun gave way to the moon, the villagers took no chances. They bolted their doors and shuttered their windows before retreating inside. What became of the person who had last been seen going out to gather firewood? If the first disappearance was any indication, nothing good. With her curiosity always piqued, Mia spotted some peculiar prints close to the forest's edge. Her sharp vision allowed her to track the odd imprints to where they seemed to be taking her toward the secrets the trees held. Danger seemed to hang in the air, yet Mia's loyal dog, Shadow, remained at her side. The calm of the darkened night was suddenly broken when a scream rang out. The villagers were in total panic, for a poor third soul had met a terrible and monstrous fate, its life snuffed out with claws that left their grim mark. The village is terrified. They are finding too many bodies. The people are starting to talk, and the rumor mill is churning out stories of monstrous beasts. The families have gotten themselves into pairs, and the poor children are being told to not go out after dark, especially not in the woods that surround them. There are tracks left behind by the killer, and Mia follows them, with her dog by her side. Driven by curiosity and a sense of justice, they explore the eerie forest. Clutching her dog's leash tightly, she follows the strange tracks, determined to uncover the truth behind the mysterious disappearances. Suppose I informed you werewolves might actually exist. In a creepy forest like this, we're getting to the bottom of what makes these legendary animals tick. For years, we've known that wolves howl, but how do they do it? Why? Legends tell us werewolves transform under a full moon. But why? What triggers the mutation? Can you get this information from books? Like and subscribe for more eerie adventures. Increasingly, there are bizarre appearances of a monstrosity after nightfall. Reports from townsfolk tell of brief glances they've had of unnervingly large, bright eyes trained upon them. They also talk of rarely heard growls that seem to issue from something both very far and very near. Fear of the unknown has replaced peaceful slumber in the tiny village. Egged on by these and other rumors carried on the night's heavy air, some of the villagers have begun seeing the beast in their dreams. The latest victim, barely surviving his deadly encounter, offers a terrible description of his attacker, the most tangible evidence yet. A village, struck with a wave of terror, sends out a team of its people to uncover the werewolf's identity. With fire lit in their hands and make-do weapons at the ready, they make their way deep into the forest. Their urgency is almost a taste in their mouths. But right on their heels, Mia and her trusty guardian Shadow pool their courage with the conviction that what they're doing is necessary and will produce results. They can't, however, trust trust all the village's erstwhile heroes. Some of them might be monsters in human skin. Mia, our main viewpoint character, is one of these would-be heroes. Not fazed by the increasing peril, she gathers fragments of proof, a ripped piece of clothing, the lingering fragrance of a familiar cologne. And then it hits her. The monster stalking her neighborhood could very well be someone with a key to her home. Elsewhere, a group of men forms a sort of military exploratory mission, heading off into the woods in hopeless search of something they are not even sure exists. They return to the village, their faces crestfallen. She can infer from this that the search must have been futile. To heighten the feeling of hopeless unease, another person, a friend of hers, vanishes. The gallant dog and the tenacious girl forge ahead. Eerie apparitions and the threat of howls, closer still, infuse each step with nerve-wracking energy. Despite the daunting circumstances, they eye the largest oak tree in the center of the forest. Could this be the lair of the werewolf? They find the beast, but confrontation ensues when both the fearless girl and her loyal dog size up the monstrosity curled before a cliff's edge. Gaping in potential menace, red eyes provide the only illumination to their standoff. Boosted by resilience, the girl faces down the werewolf, but is momentarily startled to see it flee. With determination as her driving force, and armed with recently acquired information, Mia gradually figures out who the werewolf is. The identity of the creature is becoming clearer and clearer. Although Mia is becoming successful in her investigation, the skepticism of the village is making her task more difficult. Even when told hard, cold facts, the people in the village choose to believe what they believe and continue to ignore the obvious truths. It is up to Mia. It is her responsibility, as well as her right as the little girl who loves her home to pieces, to save it by stopping the werewolf. One unlucky evening, the werewolf once more attacks, adding one more person to its growing list of victims. Now, the poor village folk are thrown into a complete panic. Not Mia, though. Even in the face of what appears to be certain doom, Mia remains determined to take whatever steps necessary to bring down the creature she believes is responsible. With the moon high and full, Mia and Shadow prepare for a final showdown. Armed with a silver dagger, a gift from her father, they venture into the night, ready to face the monstrous terror head-on, determined to end its reign. An epic struggle occurs in the woodland. The werewolf pounces, but valiant Shadow throws himself in the way, capturing the predator's attention, providing Mia a crucial moment to plunge the silver-tipped dagger into the beast's heart, ending the nightmare forever. She hurls herself at the monster, dagger leading the way, its sharp, silver point finding the heart of the beast. The werewolf howls, crumples to the forest floor, and starts to change shape. The first sighted before the transformation is the familiar face of Mia's father. Although the villagers are overcome by grief, they take comfort in the fact that the terror is finally over. They join together to mourn the victims and honor the courage of Mia and her faithful dog, Shadow. The pair's valor has returned peace to the village. Amid the somber atmosphere, the little girl and her dog are celebrated as heroes. Their names are spoken with reverence, and their bond becomes legendary. Together, they have saved their village, proving that even the smallest can be the strongest.